How to use a broiler. The oven broiler is a versatile heating element in an oven that gives everything from pork chops to casseroles a nice crisp finish. Many modern cooks avoid broilers because they don't know how to use them. However, broilers are useful tools that can cook or toast food in a matter of minutes. First, set an oven rack close to the top of the oven. Next, turn on your broiler. Let it preheat for 5 to 10 minutes before placing your food in the oven. Make sure to use sturdy metal or cast iron pans when broiling your food. Welcome to Best Choices. This video will tell you how to turning on the broiler, using the broiler, and broiling your food. Now let's talk about the process. Method 1. Turning on the broiler. Number 1. Find the broiler. Older gas ovens have a drawer at the bottom of the oven that contains the broiling unit. This compartment is commonly called the broiler drawer. If your oven doesn't have a broiler drawer, the broiler is inside the main oven compartment. In this case, the broiling unit will be attached to the top of the oven interior. Number 2. Arrange the oven rack. Most recipes ask you to place the rack 3 to 4 inches, 7.5 to 10 centimeters, away from the broiler. To do so, move the oven rack to one of the top 2 rack positions. Use a ruler to measure the distance from the rack to the top of the oven. If your oven has a broiler drawer, you will not be able to adjust the shelf height. Number 3. Turn on the broiler. If you have a gas oven, the broil setting will be the last setting on the temperature dial. Depending on the model, an electric oven can have a broil button or a broil option on the temperature dial. To turn on the broiler, simply press the broil button or turn the dial to the word broil. Some newer electric ovens have several broiling settings. If the recipe doesn't specify a temperature, use the highest setting. Number 4. Preheat the oven. Close the broiler drawer or oven door. Let the oven preheat for at least 5 minutes before cooking any food. Some meat recipes will call for longer preheating times to help sear the surface of the meat. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no. Method 2. Using the broiler. Number 1. Use the right pans. Avoid putting glass or Pyrex dishes under your broiler. These materials may crack or explode when exposed to the high temperatures in a broiler. Instead, use sturdy metal or cast iron pans. For example, cast iron pans are usually preheated with the broiler. These pans are great for searing meat. Metal baking sheets can be lined with foil and used to broil toast or vegetables. Slotted broiling pans have an extra tray underneath that circulates heat and catches draining fat. These trays can be used for any kind of food. Number 2. Align your food underneath the flame. This method only applies to gas ovens. Once the broiler is on, look inside the oven to find the flames. When you place food in the oven, try to center it directly underneath these flames. Electric ovens use heated coils instead of flames to broil food. These coils are usually evenly distributed along the top of the oven. Number 3. Leave the door cracked. Leaving the oven door or broiler drawer slightly open will allow air and heat to circulate evenly. However, not all oven units will operate with an open door. Check your oven's manufacturer manual to find out. If you have small children in your home, leave the oven door or broiler drawer closed to avoid any accidents. Number 4. Monitor your food closely. Broilers use high temperatures to quickly sear food. Therefore, most recipes only ask you to broil food for 5 to 10 minutes. If you leave the food in too long, it could burn or even catch on fire. This is especially true for dry foods such as toast. If your food catches on fire, turn off the broiler. Leave the oven door or drawer closed. If the door is open, close it. This will cut off the oxygen supply to the fire. Let the fire burn out on its own. Open a window to ventilate any smoke. Keep an eye on your oven. If the fire gets bigger or the flames start coming out of your oven, evacuate your home and call your local emergency hotline. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no. Method 3. Broiling your food. Number 1. Broil a steak. First, place a cast iron skillet in the broiler. Preheat the oven and the skillet for 15 to 20 minutes. Next, place a seasoned steak in the hot cast iron skillet. Broil the steak for 3 to 5 minutes per side. After the steak is cooked, let it rest for at least 5 minutes before serving it. Season the steak by brushing it with olive oil and sprinkling on a layer of salt and pepper. Let the steak come to room temperature on your counter before cooking it. Number 2. Toast garlic bread. Cut a loaf of French bread into large pieces about 1 to 2 inches, 2.5 to 5 centimeters, thick. Next, spread a liberal amount of seasoned butter onto each slice. Place the bread on a foil-wrapped baking sheet and broil it for 5 minutes. Keep a close eye on the bread to make sure it doesn't burn. Create a savory seasoned butter by combining 5 tablespoons of softened butter, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, salt and pepper to taste. Number 3. Grill sliced veggies. This method of cooking softens vegetables while giving them a smoky, charred flavor. First, toss thinly chopped vegetables in olive oil and sprinkle them with salt and pepper. Next, place them on a foil-lined baking sheet and broil them for 20 to 25 minutes, stirring them every 5 minutes. This method works for many vegetables, including carrots, bell peppers, onions, zucchini, potatoes. Number 4. Finish casseroles in the broiler. Use your broiler to add a golden baked finish to the top of your casseroles. First, cook your favorite casserole in the oven. Once it's almost done cooking, place it under the broiler. Broil the casserole for 3 to 5 minutes before removing it to cool. Let the casserole cool for 5 to 10 minutes before eating it. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no.